another quick tie. Your next fly starts here.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another season of Thursday Night Live. I'm Tim Hepworth here with Fly Fishing Bow Outfitters and Thursday Night Live Fly Tying, and we are bringing you the quick tie this evening of the atomic worm. Looks like this bad boy, something like that. Nice simple pattern, but definitely effective bloodworm pattern to keep in your box at all times. We do want to thank our sponsor of this quick tie, which is fishfuel.ca. We're excited to have Fish Fuel on sponsoring the quick ties for this season 8. If you haven't checked them out, head on over to the website and take a look at them. Great patterns, guide tested and tweaked to fill your fly box with. All right, let's talk a little bit about this pattern and where you're probably finding me from. So I'm going to be tying this out of my season 8 kit. Looks just like this. You may have also found us by buying the individual package. It would look something like this. You've scanned that barcode and it's brought you over to this video. Either way, no matter how you found us, we're going to take you through this pattern. You're going to have all the materials you need to get through it. So if you are tying out of your season 8 kit like I am, I want you to go in there, and as we are on episode 1, you're going to go in there and find this bad boy. Episode 1, there's 2 patterns in there. You're going to go find the one that says the atomic worm. Now, we always like to start off each season with, we'll call a little bit simpler patterns, ones that aren't super difficult to tie and get you back in the groove of tying for this winter season, or whatever time of the year you're tying these flies up. What I'm going to be using for thread on this fly is I'm using some UTC 70 in red. Okay, so I'm going to be using some nice red thread, and it is important that you either use probably a red or an orange, because we want to kind of illuminate this fly underneath this vinyl ribbing that we're going to be tying with. This material, I don't actually believe we've done much tying so far with, but it's a very unique material. It's a synthetic, kind of stretchy, but I'll kind of show you how to work with it. It's not super difficult, but it does like to slip around the hook once in a while when you're tying it in.
What if you want the recipe?
Well, if you do want that, thank you for reminding me, Dana. If you want that recipe, it is easy. You just head over to our website at www.flyfishingbowriver.com/TNLS8. 8. It's crazy, season 8. And if you don't have one of our kits, it doesn't matter at all. Go right over to the website. You'll see a full fly recipe for this fly and for all the flies that we do in these quick ties. Always remember, if you can't remember the materials, you already used them up, just head over there and you'll be able to see what you need to get started. All right, I think we can head over to the vise and take a look at this fly. So this is a bloodworm pattern or a worm pattern. You can tie this in a variety of sizes. We are tying this a little bit on the smaller side, so we're using the size small in the vinyl ribbing. That's what this stuff looks like. Now this stuff does come in a few different, by different brands, it looks a little different. So ours is actually just perfectly round, which is actually, I find, pretty easy to work with and makes it a little simpler. Sometimes it has a flat bottom on it and you have to tie it in a little different, but I'm gonna show you how to use this stuff pretty simply. So let's go ahead and pop this hook out of the vise. Let's head on over, grab our next hook. Okay, so we're tying this in about a size 12, and this is a kind of curved caddis pupa style hook. We're gonna get that fixed in the vise like so. Gonna go over to my thread, and we're gonna get started on this fly. So first thing I want you to think of is when we're coming in here to get our thread fixed on, we're gonna leave a little bit of room behind the eye, roughly a full eye length, and that's just to leave some space for us as we move through this pattern, because we are going to bring that kind of thick vinyl material right back up to the eye. We're just going to start off by leaving a little bit of space. Now I've laid down some thread wraps. So I'm actually going to come back over top of them to just before where I started my thread, and then we're going to go over to our material to tie it in. Now I've kind of left this in a long strand. You can cut it into little pieces if you'd like. I just find it a little easier to work with if I do it like this. Now I'm going to come in and tie this on the near side of the fly, meaning towards myself. Okay, so I want to keep it on the close side of the hook, as it makes it a little bit easier for me to see as I'm wrapping this back. And the goal here is we're going to first attach it to the hook shank, and then we're going to work it all the way to the back, and then we'll start palmering it forward to where we're going to tie it off again. So I'm going to come in back here, and I'm going to get this fixed on the near side. It might roll up to the top, and that's okay too. I'll pull back on it just a little bit, create that space at the eye that I wanted. And then I'm gonna take some nice firm thread wraps down right there to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And now I've got it on the near side and I'm holding it. I'm gonna pull some pressure too. Okay, so I'm gonna pull some pressure to almost stretch it out a bit. as I start taking thread wraps rearward. And I want to do a nice job of covering up that material and as much of the hook shank as possible. We will be making a pass of thread back over top, so it's okay if we don't get it all in one go. Now I'm going to take this fairly far into the bend, okay? Roughly about 25% into the deep part of the bend. So I'm going to stop it right about there. Now I'm going to start working my thread back forward. Again, just trying to cover up any of those spots I might have missed. And now it's just because this vinyl ribbing actually has kind of some translucency so you can see through it. So we want that nice red base underneath, as that's what's going to show through it. So if we use black thread, it would make the worm look a little bit kind of dull in color. Now I've just thrown a little half hitch with the save button on this. I'm going to set this aside on my bobbin cradle. If you don't have one, that's fine. It can just hang below. And then we're going to go ahead and grab this material and start our wraps. So a couple of key things here is we want to make sure that we stack these wraps right on top of each other, which kind of gives the segmentation to this fly. So a nice firm pull on that first wrap. We want that next one to stack right next to it, and then just continue that motion all the way up the hook shank. And if you find that your stack wasn't quite close enough, just while holding that pressure, just pull it back off and make sure you get it where you need it so that they're nice and tight. I'm just going to continue this all the way forward. Just keep wrapping. You also can come in with your fingers and just give a little push back if you find that they haven't stacked quite perfectly. The stuff will move a little bit. And it does kind of have some memory, so even when we're tying this off, we want to make sure it's really tied off before we trim out our thread, otherwise it'll just spring back on you. I'm going to take this right up now to right behind the eye. Get a final wrap there. Then I'm going to bring my thread back in. And now remember, anytime we're tying in something or tying off something, we want to make sure that we do a thread wrap behind, a thread wrap in front, couple on each side, go back behind again. Now with this UTC 70, you can't put a whole lot of pressure on, so I'm kind of replacing that with a few more thread wraps behind and in front. I just go back and forth a few times till I feel comfortable that that's not gonna, when I tie this off and trim that out, it's not gonna spring back on me. Now you can come in here either with a whip finish tool or a half hitch tool. I'm just gonna come in here with a half hitch to tie off this knot. Slip your thread down off, get that knot in there. I am gonna put some resin on this, but I'm gonna do a couple of these just to make sure this isn't gonna go anywhere. Get that tied down, and then I can go ahead and trim out my thread. So I get my thread trimmed out, I'm then gonna go ahead and trim out this vinyl rib and try to get it as close as you can so you don't have this kind of tag end as a bump under it. So when it finish, it should almost retract into itself a little bit into those thread wraps you made and kind of finish it off real nice. Now I'm just gonna come in here. I'm using some Bone Dry by Solarez. It's just a brush on UV resin. It is my favorite. If you don't already know that, you'll see me use it quite often. And I'm just gonna come in and put the lightest touch on here, right at the head, just to cover those thread wraps and let it kind of seep into those wraps I did forward. Now I'm gonna come in here with my UV torch. Just give it a little cure. Not a super complicated pattern, guys, but one of those ones you kind of always want to have in your box. If you spend much time on a river, you know on those tougher days, or even on those really good days, maybe a worm is what you actually want, kind of hanging below one of your other flies or as a primary. But this one's nice and light. You don't have any added weight to the hook shank, so you could use it as a dropper even under a hopper situation, but just an all-around great pattern. And remember, there's a full range of sizes in which you could tie this one in, but the atomic worm is definitely one of those ones you want to keep around and definitely give it a try. So guys, I want to thank you for watching this quick tie tonight as well. Don't forget, this isn't the only pattern we have. We have over 200 patterns that have been logged, have quick ties on them. And not only that, can you watch them, you can also go back and get the kits like I kind of said earlier, depending on the pattern it was. You can always go back and find kits for each of them. If you don't have the materials, you can go ahead and do that. All right, guys, until next week with our next fly, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you next week.